So I'm sitting in the camper van now. I'm gonna try and give a little tour of the van. Probably see my head's almost at the roof. My back's not totally straight. If I take the, I'm sitting on the bed, and if I take these cushions off, which are, I think it's a 4-inch mattress. If I take that off, then I have a little bit more room. And then of course the roof is actually rounded, so I think in the center compared to the back is slightly higher. So if I move to the center, yeah, a little bit more, but it's still pretty cramped. Anyways, I'll show you first. I'm gonna get put the heater on in the back here, the propane diesel heater. I'll show you that because that for me was the most complicated and hardest thing to figure out. And if someone either borrows the van or takes it out for themselves, is maybe the thing that's not as straightforward as a lot of the other things, which are just switch controlled. So at the front there's the cab. I'll do a quick little 360 cab. So all the side doors, walls are tongue and groove paneling. Full 360 here. Okay, so near the front of the bed, you've got 6 switches. They're not all active. I'm only using 4 right now. So I'm going to turn on the heater switch in at the bottom. And the controller for the heater is over here. So super easy, basic controller. You've got your on and off, and then your fan control, which controls the speed and the amount of heat that you want it to show. So to turn it on, just press on. So it's not instantaneous. I'll show you what's going on now by where it is. So the diesel heater is down right below the passenger seat. Here it is here. So you can hear, I don't know if you can hear, but you can hear there's a fan is already on. Yeah, and I can feel the air. But what's going on now is there's a glow plug in the diesel heater, and that's just kind of, I think, warming it up. And once that warms up, I don't know if it's 30 seconds or a minute or something like that, we'll be able to hear the fuel pump, which is underneath this center panel here. The fuel pump will start pumping the diesel fuel into the heater, and then it will actually start throwing heat. Then, like right now it's just colder air. The air intake is actually underneath here as well. The diesel fuel tank is behind, in this little panel here, behind all the switches. So if you look at these switches, there's 2 light switches, 1 fan switch, 1 heater switch, and then these 2 are open for any type of extra thing that someone wants to add. But you should be able to hear the fuel pump going now. So that's basically the second stage of the startup, and the heat hasn't started yet, but it will soon. Nothing's changed on this controller yet. So another light switch here. This is for the under the cabinet lights. So you've got some storage up top here, and then you've got this custom-made cabinet. Got 1 door here. Just have sleeping bag and some water in here right now. But this I was planning to, if someone wanted to put in a sink, or I wanted to put in a sink in the future, I would go here. Then I could put all my water, plumbing, water tank, everything under there. But for now, it's just a storage. Then you've got 6 drawers here on the side, and they all have like a little locking mechanism so that they don't swing open as you're taking a turn. What else do we have here? All the lights are these recessed little ones. They're tiny, maybe 2 inches. This is the fan. So this is a two-way fan. I'm not going to turn it on. It's a manual open, so you just twist it to open, twist to close, and then there's a locking. Once you close it all the way, push it up, and that's the lock for it. There are buttons that turn it on, control the speed and the direction that you want it to go, whether you want it to suck the air out or push the air in. It'll do either. So then the bed, so let's have a quick look at the bed. Now I don't know if you can hear the difference, but the heater's actually going now, so making a lot more noise. Fuel pump is really kicking in at high speed now. But as you can see, I still have it on the lowest setting. If I turn it up a bit, it'll maybe go a little bit more. What happens is I think the heater gets going and maybe takes a couple minutes to actually get to temperature or something like that. The thermostat is on in the controller here, I think, reading the temperature. So the heater itself will run on this like high speed for a bit until it pumps some heat out and you get to temperature. Then once you're at temperature, everything slows down, the fan slows down, as long as you're on low. If you're on high, it'll, I guess, keep going fast, but if you're on low, then it'll slow down, the fuel pump will slow down, and then it'll stay at that speed and maintain that temperature for as long as you want, as long as you got fuel. So here's the bed. It's a pull-out slat bed. So two parts. So that's the rear part, and then the front part here where I'm standing is here. I'm not going to pull that out, but yeah, so it can pull out. It's also got doors, so to reach your storage space there. Turn this light on. Reach any of your storage space. I've got the, can't really see very well, but this here is the charger and converter, so AC to DC, DC to AC converter, 1000 watt. Very basic system. And so same thing, the front of the bed slides out. Behind this door though, you've got the charge controller for the solar panel. It's a 100 watt solar panel on the roof, and it's got a 12 volt battery. Slides out. The controls for it are here. It's also got a USB plug on it, and it will show, I don't have it on right now, so it's winter, I don't need it, but this is actually just like your house fridge, and it has a little compressor and everything like that. It'll go to, I think, as cold as -18, so you can use it as a fridge or as a freezer. Open the door here. Really tiny space, so you're talking maybe 12 beer size / maybe 15. Yeah, pretty small, but everything in this van is small because the van is small. This is about the smallest conversion that you can do, so our smallest vehicle that you could do a van conversion in. And then all the wiring is actually underneath this part of the seat here as well. Now, open this up again. You can hear the heater's actually slowed down a bit, and the pump has slowed down a bit because it's kind of reached its operating, I think, temperature and speed. It'll stay at this all night long, as long as you need. Little USB plugs over here. It shows the battery voltage, 12.3 volts. That 12 volt battery will last, it's 100 amp hour, I think, 100 amp hour, 110 amp hour, something like that. And that'll last you no problem running this little diesel heater. It doesn't actually draw too much, so it's really good. Okay, so I turned the diesel heater off. I just wanted to show you what it does. So, I don't know if you can hear. The pump starts slowing down. There's another one there. So it really slows down, and then eventually the pump stops. The fan has increased, even though I've turned it off. Like, there's no reading on the fan dial right now. There's no red lights displayed around that fan knob. So I think what it's doing is it's its own controlled shut-off process. So the fuel pump slows down, the intake fan increases for the heater, allowing the heater itself to cool. And it's going to do this for, I don't know, maybe a couple minutes, and then eventually it actually just shuts off completely. Then the fan will be off, everything will be off, as well as this controller. The fan icon there that's blinking, it will actually like turn off. I think the LED will turn off, and only the on and off will be lit. At which point I'll actually turn the master power off to the heater, just so that the LEDs in the controller aren't drawing any power itself. So, but the fan stays on for a couple minutes while it's cooling, and it's not throwing like really cold air through there. That's just the air from inside the van anyways, from where the air intake is drawing it. So yeah, and once the fan is cool enough, or the heater is cool enough, it turns off, and that's it. I extended, there's a little shelf here behind the or on top of the seats, the driver and passenger seat of the vehicle, and so you got a nice big shelf here as well for more storage. And then yeah, all the wiring is under this side, I think I said. But so to access it, you would open up this side door, the left driver's side door, access all your wiring. You can see the battery there. There's a main power disconnect switch down there. Yeah, then you've got your fuel, so you add diesel fuel through this door for the diesel heater. That's about it. There you go. A little tour of the camper van.